Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to an update for my project pan for this year. If you missed the intro video, I am participating to the 23 in meno or 23 less project that was started by my friends Simona and Laura on Instagram and on YouTube. You'll find their links down in the description box. And what this project is trying to finish 10 products during the year and use the other 13 for at least 10 times. And I did this project last year as well, and I really enjoyed especially the part where there was a small amount of products that needed to be finished and a focus on using products 10 times. It was actually very successful for me last year, so this year I was very excited to do this again. And I use it a little bit as a way to rediscover my collection and to make sure that I am only keeping things that I want to use at least 10 times and that I reach for not only because they're in the project, but also because I'm like, oh, I want to. In this update, let's go through the 10 products that I need to finish and I'll update you on the progress, and then the products that I'm supposed to be using 10 times, which ones those are, because I didn't really introduce them at the beginning because I was still trying to figure out what I wanted, and how I went on with those for this month and a bit that I've been at it. So let's start with the Isle of Paradise drops. These were rollover from last year's project pan, and at the beginning of the project I was up here, as you can see, and it dropped quite a little bit. I've been using them, mixing them with my moisturizer to self-tan my chest area and my arms, because nowadays it's still February and cold, so that's kind of the only part of my body that people would see. So I'm not self-tanning my whole body, and the effect is not so dramatic that it looks ridiculous when I'm not fully dressed. And I use it, mix it in my moisturizer for my face. So I've been using them. I really am pretty confident that I'll finish this year. And that went from 66.7 to 63 grams, so I used about 3.7 grams of product. The Dior Backstage foundation, I feel like this is really at the end. I haven't been able to see where we're at. I used to be able to track it, but it needs to sit for quite a long time on my desk before I can see how much product there is here on the bottom. And yeah, I just haven't been able to, but there's very little left. And weight-wise, I used just under 3 grams of product. So I'm from 32 to 29.3 grams of product left. I really think we're at the end of it. I'm gonna be happy when it's finished, just because it's old, but I've been enjoying wearing it, and actually quite surprised that I've been wearing makeup so much in this period that I'm actually making progress on my makeup empties, or like things that I want to finish. The Colourpop Brow Gel, I have no idea how much is left, but I used 0.3 grams, so very little. However, I am noticing that the amount that is deposited, like I actually need to kind of scrape a little bit to get some. So this one also I expect to be done quite soon. Next up, the We Makeup Lip Plumper, and that one was up here when I started the project, and as you can see now it's down here. It's been going well, actually. I use it every time I do my makeup before I start, so it's like a combination between a lip plumper and a lip treatment, and yeah, I've been using it religiously. It's next to my eyeshadow primer, so I put this on my eyeshadow primer, set my eyeshadow primer, and then I start my makeup. It's been working very well for me, just having it like that. And to be honest, this is a product that I like and I might repurchase. If only We Makeup would be easier to get to me. It's an Italian brand and they do ship to the Netherlands, but there's no other products of them that I would repurchase or make an order for. So I think this one is maybe 8 to 10 euros, and then I would have to pay 5 or 6 for shipping. I don't know if it's worth it. Next up, I'm trying to finish my gifted sample of the Auric Glow Lust Skin Luminizer, I think it's called, in a selenite that my friend Mariam gave me, and I've been using it as my highlighter. I have it on now as well. I really like it, but it's in this jar that I'm afraid is just gonna dry out, and I think Mariam gave it to me quite some time ago, So it's time to get through this, and putting it as a focus has really been helping, and I'm really enjoying wearing it. I am noticing what I do is I just go in with my finger. It's actually getting a little bit difficult to do, but I have been noticing that it's been lifting my foundation a little bit, and I don't know if it's because I have very little foundation usually, or tinted moisturizer or skin tint, whatever, on my cheekbone area, and I have a lot of redness, so you see that coming through much faster, or if it's really lifting my my foundation. It doesn't really matter, because I don't think it's a product I'm gonna buy a full size of. As much as I like it, I have other liquid luminizers that I like as well, and before I go through those, I mean, when will I ever finish a Hollywood Flawless filter in this way? But one can always try. The one product that I did finish, and it's only here because I'm following my list, this is number 6, is the Nabla Brow Ambition. Finally, it's over. It wouldn't write anymore. I am so happy to be rid of this eyebrow pen. I don't like it. The color was wrong. The pen, it doesn't work well for me. So I am very happy to have finished it, and I am moved on to my Lime Crime Bushy Brow. That's what I'm wearing today. The color is much better for me, and the brush on it really paints on hair strokes, and you don't have to, yeah, it doesn't look like you colored in your brows like I was having with this. So very happy that this is gone. I am not going to substitute and roll in something else for the products to finish. Not unless I find something that I'm like, I really want to focus on finishing this. But for now, yeah, the only thing that I can think of is my eyeshadow primer. But this will naturally go by itself because I use it every time I do my makeup. So it's not really a focus product. So yeah, very happy this one is gone. Then I have the Sephora Vitamin C Serum. I started the project up here, and now I'm here. I looked at other people's, I saw it by chance on Instagram. The color of the product that I mentioned the previous time, I wasn't sure if it was oxidized because it's vitamin C and it looks a little bit orangey. If it was oxidized or if it was the original color of the product, and it looks like it's the original color of the product because Sephora themselves posted in the stories someone using it and it was this color. So that gives me a bit of relief that I'm not using vitamin C that isn't active anymore. Because I bought it on sale, I was afraid that it was an expired product, but it isn't. And I just want it gone. I don't feel like it's doing a lot, and I have serums that I'm super excited to try that I am, of course, hoping will revolutionize my skin, make me look 10 years and 3 kids younger. Also just 3 kids younger, to be honest. I don't need to be 10 years younger, just 2. Anyways, and that I want to try and use, and this one is just in the way, and yeah, I just need to finish it. And if I don't put it in this project, I know myself, I'll just put it on the side and never use it up. My foot cream is in this project, and as you can see, I'm actually like making some and as you can see, I'm actually making some progress. This is the Soap & Glory Heal Genius. Amazing foot cream. It works, guys. Like, using a foot cream before going to bed works. And since the boys used to wake up 2 or 3 times a night, I used to put this on at least once a night. Even if I forgot, like when I went to bed at 10, then they would be up at 1. So I had another chance to put it on. So in the end, I've been using it a lot. Lately, the last 3 nights, the boys slept through. Incredible. So I've been forgetting to put it on, to be honest, because I have so many steps before I go to bed that foot cream is just not one of them. But this one has seen some progress. It went from about 102 grams to 94. So that's been going quite okay. I am trying to finish also this body cream. This is the Paula's Choice Skin Revealing Body Lotion 10% AHA with glycolic acid and antioxidants. I use this on my legs to exfoliate and keep them exfoliated, and that is because currently my body routine is just in pieces. As I said, I do my top part, so chest and arms and shoulders, with just a moisturizer that I have open, and the Aloe Paradise drops for a more glowy tinted colored tanned appearance. Then on my belly I am using oil in the hope to help the skin heal a little bit faster from the pregnancy. Definitely I don't have any ambition of curing my stretch marks, because that's not going to happen, but I can help it a little bit. So I'm using an oil for that, and this is going on my legs. So I'm not using a ton of it, but this has gone down from 146 to 120 grams. So I've been going through this one as well. I'm putting an effort into it, and yeah. And the final item, but actually category, that I've been trying to finish is all of my sheet masks. I have finished 3 so far. Again, it's been more than a week or 2 that I haven't done a face mask, I realized, because the more the boys sleep, the least, I don't know, I feel like I have more of a routine in which I feel like I can also enjoy a little bit of time downstairs watching TV or stuff like that. So there's less time for this, I guess. But I finished 3 in the past month. A hand mask, sorry, from Sephora. I really like these, but I'm never still enough for 15 minutes with a hand mask. The aloe vera face mask from Sephora. These are quite old, so they were the first ones that needed to go. And this is the peach essence mask with hyaluronic acid and peach essence. And this one was a gift from my friend Mandy, and I really enjoyed it, actually. It was really nice. I have another one open in the bathroom. So with these newer face masks, I'm trying to get 2 uses out of it, because there's a lot of serum. So I just remove the face mask, refold it around its support, and dunk it in the serum that is in the little pouch that it comes in, so that I can use it 2 times. So I am, let's say, 3.5 through, and I think I have at least 6 to go through. So we're halfway. I might actually make it, and then make it a little bit of a point of not having any more face sheet masks, because they've been there for years, or a year at least. That was all of the products that I'm trying to finish. So let's move on to the 10 products that So let's move on to the 13 products that I want to use 10 times. I put quite some blushes in here, because as I discussed both in my declutter and inventory and in my blush collection swatches that I posted recently, I want to get to know my blush collection a bit better and make sure that all the blushes I have, I use and I love. Which, after the declutter and the latest swatching sessions, actually has been the case. I've been really enjoying all of the blushes I have. But there's a lot of blushes in here, so there's not a ton of use, because I only have 2 cheeks and I usually use 1 color for those 2 cheeks. I have in the Merit Beauty blush in the shade Beverly Hills. It's like a sheer rosy toned. I use it when I want to have a more neutral / cool toned makeup look, and I use this one. I've been really enjoying it. They're a bit sheerer than the blushes that I'm used to, but I like it, and it's one of the few pinkier toned blushes I have that I like to use, still in the tones that suit me. So this one I used 3 times so far. Next up is the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb in Cinnamon, and this one I used 2 times so far. Also really enjoy this one. Beautiful orangey color. Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out in Fenty Glow. This is a shimmery nude, and this one I've used 4 times, and this one is just a very neutral Passepartout, very nude blush. Works really well. I was really doubting about this, keeping it or not, but it's once I swatched it with the rest of my blushes, I've been really enjoying using it. So that I used 4 times. The first eyeshadow palette of the bunch is the NARS Climax palette, and it's this guy right here. And I wanted to get use out of it, because to me this is quite a fall and winter palette. Unfortunately, I only used it twice so far, and part of it is because I've been using new things that are super exciting, of course, and yeah, I just used this one less. I still really love it, and it's not going anywhere. I wish we didn't have this blue, because I just never reach for it. It's just a waste of space, but it's a really good palette, and I just need to show it more love. The next product is the Vive setting powder, and I do not have that anymore. I used it 10 times and then I sold it on Vinted. Very unfortunately, it got broken in transit after I wrapped that thing in a ton of bubble wrap, and Vinted did not want to reimburse me or the buyer, rather the buyer actually, because there was not enough proof that it was the courier's fault. So whatever, I'm really pissed at that, and it was just a really bad experience with Vinted, whereas I always had really good experiences. So now I am putting extra effort in taking pictures of every single like step of my packing, so that they have so much proof of how it was packaged, and that it was packaged, it was shipped whole and packaged well and appropriately, as I usually do, and they can go to the courier to then refund everybody. Anyways, rant over. The Vive powder is, I used it 10 times and I let it go. It was just not, I don't know, it was just not exciting enough, not special enough for me to keep, and I have enough powders to go through still, so I decided to let that one go. Next up is the Lorac Pro Noir palette, this guy right here. This I used 3 times, including today. It's the eyeshadow palette that I'm using on my eyes, and I am going to declutter it now here in this video, because I'm just not reaching for it, even if it's in my project. It has actually a really nice range of colors and of textures, and it just doesn't excite me. I don't know what to say. I just bought this guy, and yeah, I don't know. The idea was that one, if I liked it, would have replaced this. This one has a lot more choice in shimmers and more interesting textures of shimmers, but still I don't reach for it. I'm always doing the same mattes. I think that's the problem. It's like it's always a brown, and I love this like burgundy red shade that I put in my outer corner, but it feels to me like it's always the same look. So I'm going to declutter this one after only using it 3 times, but it's just, I don't know. This is what this project is about, right? Getting to know your collection and making sure you want to keep the things that you have. Next up is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Bittersweet lipstick. It's a mini from a Christmas set, I want to say from 2017, so it's super old, and I tried it on and it dried my lips to death. I love the color. It's a very dark vampy shade, but I'm gonna throw it away. It's too old and I just don't like the formula anymore. So I should have done this before starting this project, but then again, that's what this project for me is for. Next up is instead a favorite, and that is the Daniel Sandler watercolor blush in the shade Spicy, is what I'm wearing today. I used to not reach for this, and that's why I put it in this project, and I just love it. The color is so beautiful in summery. I see myself reaching for it as a one and done type of cheek in summer a lot, and I just really, really like it. So this one I have used 4 times. Then another declutter product is the Lys blush, L-Y-S blush in Confident, and I decluttered it during my previous blush swatching video. Yeah, it was just too similar to other things that I had and not special enough for me to keep, so that one ended up on my Vinted account. Then the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette, this guy right here, I put it in because it has this lavender shade right here, which I pretty much only wear lavender in January and in February. That's my transitional winter to spring shades, are like lavender and baby blue. So I've been enjoying using this lavender in the inner corner. All the shades in here are really good, and it's a nice little palette. I must say, I don't know if I am so excited as to keep it for a very long time, but so far I'm still not ready to part with it, and I'm definitely gonna try to use it 10 times. So far I've used it 4 times. Another Vive product in this project, and that's a lipstick. It's the lipstick in the shade Power Suit. I thought it was too gray on me, and then the last how many times did I use it? 3 times that I used it in this project. I've been really enjoying it. It's quite a nice warm caramelly nude on me, and I had it on this morning actually before, when I thought I could film, but then the babies woke up so I couldn't, and now it's 4 hours later and I had lunch, so I reapplied a different lip product on top. But yeah, I've used this now 3 times and still going. Another lipstick, and actually I use this much more, is Nabla Elusive. I am pretty sure they don't make these lipsticks anymore, but I love this shade. It's like a warm rose, and I use it a lot when I wear a little bit cooler toned lipstick, makeup looks, even though it's not a cool toned lipstick, but it's more pinky than, I don't know, orange or brown. So I've been really enjoying it, loved it, used it 5 times, which I can say for a lip product, I find that a lot. And the final one is the e.l.f. lip stain, and I just reapplied it before starting to film over this, and it doesn't stain. I used it 2 times and it just doesn't stain. I don't love the color. This is in the shade Cinnamon Dreams. Cinnamon Dreams. I just don't love it, and yeah, the component feels cheap. I just don't love it, but I'm gonna use it 10 times and then probably toss it, because nobody wants to reuse other people's liquid lipsticks. Now, because some things were taken out and decluttered from this project, I've been adding other things that I want to use 10 times. So for me this year, it's going to be just a running list of products that I will focus on using 10 times. I started with 13, and as products went out from that list, or I used 10 times, like the powder, I would add something else to the list later. So I have a few more things here. One is actually, where is it? Here. One is the Melt Baked Bronzer. I wanted to give it a last hurrah, because I mentioned in my recent declutter video that it was starting to smell funny, and it really is just gone. It really has a strong crayon smell, and it's just not I don't think it's safe to use, and it's such a pity, because you can see I didn't even come down from the domed part, and a lot of it I had to scrape off with a spatula, because it had gone like a hard pan. So yeah, that's a bit of a pity, and I think now Milk doesn't even make these sizes anymore, rightfully so. When are we ever gonna go through, how many grams is this? 28 grams of cream bronzer. Yeah, go tell Chanel. They also have 30 grams of cream bronzer. But yeah, so I've had to declutter this one after 5 uses. So that's unfortunate. I love the shade of this, and I would repurchase once I go through some other cream bronzers, because now I know that this one will go bad faster than others that I have. Also, that one I've had since, I want to say 2018. So, or maybe 2019 actually, so not super old compared to other things I own. Next up in here, I also have my powder blush palette, and it was much bigger, but in my latest swatching my blushes video, I downsized it a lot and decluttered a lot of the products in there, and I kept only these. In here I have MAC Cheek Pollen, which is this guy right here, MAC Copper Tone. This one is Makeup Geek, the contour, the light warm contour shade. This is MAC, oh goodness, Burnt Pepper, yes, and then MAC Oh My from a Flamingo collection. And I've used this palette 3 times so far, and it just reminds me of how much I love these blushes. And I'm also like having this instinct to keep some matte powder blushes, because this glowy cheek will go eventually, I guess, and I don't want to get rid of my matte blushes that I love only because it's not trendy anymore. So I'm just going to put an effort into using them. And that's it. And then the final item that I have for the project and uses, let's say, is my seasonal, I guess, for now, custom singles palette. And right now, it used to be one palette I showed you in the introduction, but of course it goes and ebbs and flows, and it mutates a little bit over the weeks because I take out other shades, for example, that I want to use or things like that. But I've used my custom singles palette 9 times this month, and this is what the shimmer part looks like. What I have added is these more baby blue or a little bit lavendery type of shades. These are Glam Shop eyeshadows right here, and I have some Cliona as well as some Tammy Tanuka pigments, and these two right here are from Glaminatrix Cosmetics. And yeah, this was the shimmer part of the palette, and for the matte part of the palette I have moved all of my Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadows in this palette. Not all of them, this is like the palette that I'm focusing on for now. And the reason why is that I bought some new neutrals lately from the first 2 rows, and I really wanted to yeah, see if I get along with them and if I like them. And also I have this beautiful shimmery lavender in here, which, going back to the January, February for lavender, I really want to use. So yeah, I've almost used my custom palette 10 times. Then again, it has a lot of eyeshadows, but my idea was, if once I got to use it 10 times, I would reshuffle the shades and pick some other shades. I'm gonna see if actually I'm gonna do that, because I feel like my custom palette is more of a seasonal thing, and for now it's still not warm enough to say I need a spring themed palette, and I can still get most of my looks that I want to create in this period with these shades. Also, I mean, with this matte palette I can create anything right now. The only thing I don't have is blues, and I don't wear blues. So that is that. It's the update for you finished. I'm curious, how is your project pan going? What are you doing for your project pan this year? I'm enjoying this one, actually. I'm, as usual, struggling with, oh, I have so many new palettes, because I can't keep myself from buying palettes apparently, and so many new things to try. And yeah, I just, having this written down on my bullet journal, and making sure that I open my bullet journal every time I do my makeup, so that I'm sure I'm looking at the products that I need to use. And I have them actually in this little basket separately, so that I can focus when I want blush or any of the products in my project are here. Both my new items, like lipstick and blush from Rare Beauty and a MAC lipstick, as well as the project pan items. So that helps a lot. And then I try to keep the rest of palettes and stuff like that on my desk in front of my eyes, and together with my notebook, it really helps. I hope you're doing well and you're enjoying life. I hope you're also looking at a sky that is almost turning blue, and temperatures that are rising a little bit and bringing us into a happier spring season. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.